I keep trying to make this video just like every other video, and I keep having to start over. Nobody ever calls me, but my phone just keep going off all of a sudden. But I'm gonna try to go ahead, just keep going, make the video, because I'm trying to put out content. But so I want to tell you guys what happened with VL. The reason why I don't make videos is because I try to keep stuff in order, and then when I say like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make this video, and then when I turn the camera on, nothing comes out, or I forget what I'm trying to say, or something of that sort. But I want to make this video today. So I told you guys, if you watched the last video or the video before the last one, yes, it was a long time ago, but I'm just going to reiterate what I said in that video. Basically, my trailer got broken into, and they said basically like, okay, yeah, the trailer got broken into, it's your fault because you were driving the trailer, so you have to pay the deductible. So yeah, we got past that. I had to pay the $5,000, and then you know that we had 2 trucks. So on the other truck, the initial truck that we had, you messing up my lighting. So on the initial truck that we had, so my used to be co-driver / business partner ended up, he went to get loaded, and someone hit him, so he had to put his truck in the shop. Now when he was trying to put his truck in the shop, they kept delaying the process. He kept calling. He was getting a runaround. So being that you need to do it like within 30 days or something, now they blowing him up like at the end of the 30 days almost, to say like, hey, put your truck in the shop, you need to get a quote. Well, they didn't say put it in the shop, but they was like, you need to get a quote, because it was still drivable. I called VL when he called me and told me like, man, somebody just hit my truck while I was back to the dock. I was like, okay, well, let me call VL, because the person was trying to leave, so he was trying to catch up with the person. So I said, let me call VL. When I called VL, and I was like, hey, you know, my other truck just got hit while at the shipper. So the lady basically was like, okay, so what you called me for? So I was like, I'm already pissed off with them. Like, they really get on my nerves. It's just like they all over the place, because they're gonna tell you like, at the end of the day, this is my truck, so you need to keep me aware of everything that's going on with this truck. Yeah, you making the payments on it, but since you're not finished paying on the truck, it's my truck. So they tell us when stuff like this happen, like, make them aware of the situation. So that's what I was trying to do. So I left it alone, and I let him handle it. So he ended up putting the truck in the shop. Since he put the truck in the shop, he got on the truck with me. Remember, my friend was on the truck with me. My friend ended up quitting. So she went home like 2 months after she got on the truck. I'm not throwing shade at anyone. My friend watched my videos, so she's gonna know what I'm saying and everything of that sort. But I'm still gonna tell you what happened. So my friend got out the truck. Like, she was crying like every day. So I'm like, girl, like, what's wrong with you? What's going on here? And then she asked me, like, if I go home, like, would you be mad at me? Like, you're not gonna speak to me no more? I'm like, you know, we friends at the end of the day. Yeah, this business, but if you decide not to do this, that's on a business tip. I'm not gonna stop speaking to you because you decided to get off the truck. Yeah, she put me in between the rock and the hard place, because remember, if I turn my truck in, you have to pay $5,000, and I didn't want to pay that $5,000, but I also didn't want to drive solo. So my initial co-driver, my business partner, ended up getting on the truck with me. But before that, I was driving solo. So me driving solo, I was like, man, forget it. Like, I'm just gonna do what I have to do, because I don't want to pay this $5,000. And I was scared to drive by myself. Like, I really take my hat off to women truck drivers that drive solo. That was a hell no for me. But I decided to do it. And it's like, when I decided to drive solo, like everything came easy. It was like I was being handicapped while I was on the truck with my co-driver. But then when I was by myself, there's nothing that I couldn't do. Like, I'm going to shippers and receivers, doing blind sides and everything. Like, before that, I could barely even back the damn truck up. But well, initially when I was on the truck with my friend, I knew how to back, but I had to learn that. I was determined to learn it because I didn't know how to do it by myself, or I was intimidated a lot of times when it was time for me to do it. If I see somebody like sitting there looking at me, it's gonna be a whole mess up. But skip that. My friend got out the truck. I was driving solo. So our other truck ended up getting hit, so it had to go into the shop. So my initial co-driver got back on the truck with me, and we were rolling from there. Now, we rode for how long we drove that truck? How long we drove the red truck? Because I drove by myself.
September to November. Not even November, because that ended up going to the shop.
So I drove by myself from like what, June or July?
From June.
From June till September. I drove solo from June to September, and then his truck got hit. He got on the truck with me, and then out of the blue, just one day, the second truck just started acting crazy. It wasn't accelerating. So as we're going up a hill, the truck is like lagging. It kept saying like something was wrong, some electrical issue or something like that. So we weren't far away from a Freightliner dealership, if I'm not mistaken. So we were trying to make it there. So we ended up having to pull over, turn the truck off, wait for a few minutes, turn the truck back on, try to make it down the road. And then it kept saying like the electrical issue. So we had to do it again, and we ended up making it to the Freightliner dealership. So we called VL for this. We told them like, hey, something wrong with the truck. We taking it to Freightliner. So we ended up taking it to Freightliner. We left it there. We got a hotel. We stayed in a hotel for a couple of days, and then for a week. So Freightliner ended up calling us, giving us a quote of like $12,500. They said that it was metal in the
gas tank.
It was metal in the gas tank. So I'm like, how did that happen? And they said like it is basically it just happens over time. So we called VL. We told VL what happened. VL told us to get the truck towed from Kansas City, Missouri to Chicago, Illinois. So
they could do it
I'm
at
like,
a cheaper price. But
what sense that make? Y'all telling us to get the truck towed there because it's going to be a cheaper price to fix it in Chicago, which would have made sense. But does it make sense to get the truck towed there plus to get it fixed cheaper, which is going to be probably the same price or more than Freightliner?
Because Freightliner.
Who towing trucks from Missouri to Illinois for a cheap price? Like, it just didn't make sense. And then why would you take it from the dealership to take it to some damn hand-me-down mechanic? They don't know how to. DL people don't know how to fix trucks. They don't, because it's always an issue. Like, we had to take the first truck to Freightliner because they couldn't fix the issue that they had with that truck. When we were driving solo. So the blue truck is the initial truck. The blue truck power kept going off.
Back into 6.
Who, this guy right here?
Yeah, he's trying to back into 6. He's saying if we can just move up.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
So the blue truck ended up cutting off on I-77 in whatever, West Virginia, while he was driving down the mountain. Like, all the power went out. So if that would have happened to me, I would have been too scared. Probably would have been crying and pulled over like, no, I don't want to drive no more. But anyways, we Freightliner called us back and told us a cheaper price for like $10,000 or something.
No, it actually ended up being $9,000.
So it wasn't $10,000, it was $9,000. So we told them like, y'all said it was gonna be whatever number they told us, but Freightliner telling us now that it's like $9,000. So we don't need to move it. But it was like a big issue. Like they wanted us to get it towed. So now we ended up flying. We ended up flying home because it didn't make sense to stay in the hotel, they said, Freightliner said that they were backed up, so they weren't going to be able to get to our truck right away. And we didn't want to get it towed. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like that's our decision if we want to get it towed there or not, because we have to pay for it. It's not like VL is paying for anything. So we go home. We were out, like, doing something. And who was that they called?
Augie.
Some guy named Augie. I don't know who he is. He called like, hey, like, where are you? What are you doing? Like, you need to go pick up the blue truck. So we like, y'all paid for it? Because we've been calling, asking, inquiring about if the truck was paid for, if we could go pick it up and this stuff. Because we called the other Freightliner dealership where the blue truck was at, and they said that initially the truck wasn't ready, but when it got ready, as we were calling, it was like, yeah, it's ready, but they didn't pay for it yet. So we telling them like, yeah, we just called them. They said that y'all didn't pay. Did you pay yet? So he was like, you need to go pick it up now. And this is my issue. Like, I don't like the way that they talk. I don't like to be handled like that. So he was like, my co-driver was like, man, look, when we get ready to go pick the truck up, we'll go pick it up. We'll let you know that we picked it up. So he was like, no, like, go pick it up now, or something like that. And he was like, who you think you're talking to? Like, we make the payments on this truck. We gonna go pick it up when we pick it up. Like, all this time we've been trying to call y'all and tell y'all to pay for the truck. Y'all wasn't hearing that. Y'all was moving on y'all time. So don't call me out the blue and tell me, oh, come pick the truck up all of a sudden. So they hung up the phone and they ended up telling the operation manager, which is Vic, who I already had a couple of run-ins with. So he was asking my co-driver like, hey man, what's the problem? Like, are you not happy here? So he's telling my co-driver like, what difference does it make if I'm happy here? Like, what is that gonna do? What is that gonna do for me? Well, how is that gonna handle anything? He was like, yeah, like, they telling me that, like, they don't want to call you because it's always a problem and this and that, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. So we didn't do this and we didn't do that. We've been calling y'all for the longest trying to get things settled, and y'all just give us the runaround. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all always got an excuse for something or whatever like that. So he was like, man, are you happy here? Are you happy here? So when I'm like, man, tell his ass no. I'm always telling out in the background. So he was like, yeah, we just gonna cancel this contract. Like, we're not gonna do business anymore or whatever like that. So I was like, oh well, so I don't care. I don't think my co-driver was too happy with it. Like, it seemed like it like shocked him a little bit. So he was like, man, like, you and your feelings, like, this is business, but like, you just gonna cancel the contract because of that. He was like, no, I don't want to deal with this anymore and all this, because he was telling him, because he was like, why are you talking to me like that? This Vic saying that, like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, what's the problem? What's wrong? Why are you so angry? So I was like, tell him when he talked to me like that, it's no issue. But now you talk about why you getting talked to like that. So as he told him that, he was like, oh no, it wasn't like that, and he ain't saved nothing out the way to me and whatever. So that's why, like, he was in his feelings, and then he said to cancel the contract. So basically it's like, we kind of got fired. We kind of got fired. So he was like, you got 2 days to come and pick your stuff up out the truck. And what happened after that?
I told him no, we needed so. He said no, he gonna come repo the truck.
Yeah, he was like, no, you got 2 days. Like, all the time you have. The only time I'm giving you is 2 days. So make sure you get your stuff out of the truck, or I'm having somebody to come get it and whatever. Now let me tell you this. Remember, I said about, he said, oh, it's in the contract. It's in the contract. In the contract, it says that you have 14 days to get your stuff out the truck. So him telling you that, him telling us like, oh, you only have 2 days. That's bullshit. But of course they think that they can do what they want to do. So you know, all the back and forth. We done been going back and forth too long. Like I'm over it. Like I don't care. So we ended up flying because I was about to drive to Missouri. We ended up flying to Missouri. I took two suitcases and put what I could put in the 2 suitcases, and we just left the rest of the stuff in the truck. Also, if you remember, I had said previously when they said about the $5,000, I was like, I was going to take my stuff out then, which I should have. But we were still prolonging, procrastinating. I told my co-driver a long time ago, like, hey, man, like, let's go. Like, let's leave this company. But he move on his own time. Like, he do too much thinking for me. Like, it's like it's procrastinating to me, but he try to make logical decisions. I knew it was time to go a long time ago, and if we would have left when I said so, we would have never ended up in the situation that we were in, because after we left VL, basically we were job hopping, just running into bull crap jobs. But I'll tell you about that in the next video. I'm gonna cut this video short because I don't want it to be over 20 minutes. We at 16 minutes right now. Hopefully I'll make that next video soon and put this one out. Y'all know I don't want to edit this. I don't want to do too much editing. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.